Many people find that they are trapped in the overwhelming weight of their thoughts and the sorrows they bring. Harry felt this way too, until one day, serendipity struck. Be sure to stick around to the end to see what he discovered. Harry was an architect for a renowned design firm in the center of Toronto. After having served the firm for well over 20 years, he became the head of major construction projects all over Canada, including stadiums, civic centers, exhibition halls, and skyscrapers. But being the design lead for such ambitious projects meant that he was often working long hours in the office and following up visits to construction sites all over the country. He was a man well into his 40s. He led a successful career and had a genuine passion for the work he did. He had everything he ever wanted, but the high workload also meant a lot of stress. His mind was constantly occupied with all the problems at his workplace, as well as in his private life. Often, he was just overwhelmed. Despite being in a city replete with busybodies, towering skylines, and trafficked roads, Harry was alone, often lost in the world of his own thoughts. The weight of worries, a constant scrambling from one deadline to the next, and the burden of this overthinking seemed to cast a perpetual shadow over his days. It seemed like he was making progress, but getting nowhere. He lived in a cozy apartment whose walls were adorned with posters, classical artwork, and affirmations he had written himself. Yet, buried by the weight of his anxieties, he barely noticed them. Each day began with a solemn routine, a ritual of sipping bitter coffee while gazing out to the bustling streets below, getting ready to face the labors of the day. The world seemed to move frantically below him, each person scurrying to work, never stopping to understand why they were in such a rush. Amidst this disarray, fate intervened one quiet afternoon. As Harry tidied his cluttered bookshelf, he stumbled upon a weathered, forgotten tome tucked away in a corner. Intrigued by this discovery, Harry brushed away the layers of dust and opened the book, its pages yielding tales from a time long past. Compelled by curiosity, he fluttered through the pages until a Zen parable caught his eye. In a bustling town by the river, there lived a merchant named Koji, renowned for his successful trade in exotic goods, especially tea, which he imported from India. Despite his prosperity, Koji was tormented by a restless mind. Night after night, Koji would lie awake, burdened by worries about his business, his future, and the need to provide for his family. The rampant thoughts became too much for him to handle. Seeking solace, he decided to seek guidance from the renowned Zen master, Hikari. Known for his profound wisdom and ability to bring peace to troubled minds, Hikari would often spend most of his days deep in the undergrowth of a forest where he had made a small cave his home. Despite the difficulty he faced, Koji spared no expense to seek out the master. When he finally made the pleasure of his company, Koji pleaded, "Master Hikari, my mind is in constant turmoil. I cannot find peace. Please show me the way to silence my restless thoughts." In the depths of silence, Master Zen proclaimed, lies the gateway to true understanding. It is in silence that one can hear the symphony of existence, where wisdom flows unspoken, yet understood by the heart. Koji listened in earnest as the master proceeded to explain the various forms that silence may take. 1. Silent observation. In the jungle, Master Hikari spoke in hushed tones. Observe the silent presence of the majestic tiger. As it moves through the dense foliage, it observes its surroundings, without disturbing the natural rhythm. Embrace this form of silence by becoming the observer, keenly perceiving the world without disrupting its flow. The master paused to inhale deeply before continuing. 2. Speak with purpose. Consider the wise owl perched high in the trees. It communicates through subtle gestures and hoots, speaking only when necessary. In the jungle's symphony, its words are as meaningful as the pauses between the sounds. Practice this form of silence by allowing your words to carry depth and purpose, speaking only when essential. Koji noticed that the master's gaze had shifted upwards, where a short-eared owl was perched silently above them. 3. Perform with focus. Think of a flowing river navigating its course with effortless grace. Though it moves swiftly, it does so without disrupting the balance of the ecosystem. Embrace this form of silence by performing your actions mindfully, letting each movement flow harmoniously without unnecessary disturbance. The master had planted his walking cane into the ground and hoisted himself up. He motioned for Koji to follow. 4. Practice gratitude. Witness the vibrant flowers blooming amidst the wilderness, expressing their gratitude for the nourishment of sunlight and rain. Emulate this form of silence by cultivating gratitude for the gifts that life offers, appreciating each moment and blessing as if it were a fragrant blossom in the jungle. The master led Koji to the edge of a precipice and gestured for him to look down at the turquoise pond glimmering in the moonlight. 5. Make time for contemplation. Consider the calm pond, reflecting the stars and the moon at night. In its tranquil surface lies a mirror to the sky above. Similarly, find the stillness within yourself to reflect upon your thoughts, emotions, and inner being. Embrace this form of silence by diving deep into introspection, finding clarity amidst the reflections of your mind. Koji nodded in understanding, feeling awestruck at the profound resonance of the jungle analogies. Master, Koji said, with devout reverence, your wisdom transcends the boundaries of the natural world. Master Hikari smiled, acknowledging Koji's understanding. The jungle, he softly remarked, holds profound lessons for those who listen. Let these teachings take root within you, and may the jungle's wisdom guide your journey towards inner tranquility. After reading the words, Harry stood for several seconds, motionless, as he tried to internalize the beauty of the story he had just read. It was so simple, yet so profound, so subtle, yet so visceral. His overthinking was clouding his true perception of the world. He never realized its beauty until he cleared his mind and began to look. He recognized that his tendency to overanalyze often distorted the true essence of situations. His mind, habitually racing with assessments and judgments, obscured the genuine beauty and authenticity of life. The next day, on his walk to his architecture firm premises, he began noticing the beauty in simple things, the vibrant hues of a sunrise, the giggling of children in the park, and the bustling cityscape that hummed with life. As he observed, without attaching labels, a sense of wonder and appreciation blossomed within him. Reflecting on Hikari's teachings, Harry became more mindful of his speech. He realized the power of words and started expressing himself more deliberately. His words had depth and sincerity, and his co-workers could feel it. He learned to listen actively, allowing mindful pauses to convey empathy and understanding. In much the same way, Harry sought to align his actions with his values. Instead of rushing through tasks mindlessly, he approached his work with a sense of purpose and mindfulness. He delegated tasks efficiently, creating space for activities that brought him joy, such as painting and hiking. Never letting a single moment go to waste, he started keeping a gratitude journal, jotting down moments of joy, achievements, and the simple pleasures of life. Expressing gratitude for his relationships, opportunities, and even the challenges. The world, he realized, was a gift, perhaps the greatest gift of all, and like any good present, it should be cherished. But the most important thing Harry needed in his life was introspection, a reprieve from his demanding job and the city's bustling rhythms. He practiced mindful meditation, allowing himself to sit quietly and reflect on his thoughts and emotions each night before going to bed. In this quietude, he gained clarity about his aspirations, values, and the direction he wanted his life to take. He was no longer a wanderer in his mind. He was free from the shackles of worry, and it was because of an ancient book he never knew he had. We'd encourage you to take a moment and reflect on the story of Harry and the wisdom he discovered in the book. What do you think about the lessons he learned? Have you ever tried incorporating mindfulness into your life? What did you discover about yourself in the silence? Writing down your experiences will give you the chance to reflect and understand yourself better. Comment below to inspire others and perhaps even yourself.